All right, this is the beginning of our weekend down, and I was just showing Scott where I pulled those old bookshelves out. And we have a thing with the hardwood floors in here. During the winter, they do what wood floors do and go up. Now they're going back down and
shrink and buckle.
So we're thinking just don't even put one back here because that vent is right there. And if that was open, maybe the floors wouldn't heave so.
I can't figure out what their thinking was when they put these in. That I would have tried to line them up with a stud. There's a stud there. There's a stud there that they didn't attach to, and a stud there. The spacing on the studs on this wall is a little weird. I can't figure out why there's a stud right there. But I just drilled into it with a drill. There's a stud there. And this side is the same thing. They totally missed the studs. There's one, there's one, there's one. This was just had some finished nails in the drywall. I can't figure that out why they did that. I would have never done that way.
I'm wondering if the reason it's dug out back under there is they were looking for a stud.
I might be. You can usually see there's a drywall nail right there.
Yeah.
You can find them. There's one.
So we're thinking about doing just a half wall on this side of the room where Scott's standing, and maybe move it back toward the living room some, about where his hands are there,
Yep.
to make the dining room feel just a slightly bigger. And that'll give it'll come up about this high, and it'll have a wide top on it, and it'll have bookcases on the other side. Excuse our ratty old cat heaved furniture.
And this has been here since when the house was built, because they hadn't even finished out the drywall. There's not any drywall tape
No.
up there. And the same way on the other side, there's no drywall tape.
No.
So they built this built in before the drywall was even finished. So they had to know where the studs were.
Yeah, and look, there's the drawing for this shelving unit on the drywall.
And there's no relief between this white and where that was.
No.
It's just not the way I would have done it.
So this is what we've got to get us started for the weekend, but I'm not sure what his plans are. What are your plans for the weekend?
I'm gonna try to stay out of trouble.
Okay.
I think I have enough to do.
Yeah. All right. Well,
We got those doors I got to deal with.
Yeah.
That's going to start on this
These
drywall
repairs.
And then, well, here's the doors.
Oh yeah, these doors. I forgot. These are the linen closet doors. I didn't get to them last week when I was down here. I ripped out shelves. I didn't do anything
Still
productive.
have a lawnmower to fix.
Yeah, lawnmower to fix. Probably need to see what the dogs need out back. And anyway, we're just wanting to check in real quick, and we'll come back in if we come up with something interesting, and we'll talk to you later.
Bye.
All right, I've run out of the gripper stuff for the ceiling, but you can see where I haven't been and where I have been. And we officially declare the gripper primer as the best primer ever. So if you've got paint that you don't know if it's acrylic or oil, get that gripper first and you'll do great. And Mr. Scott, what are you doing over there?
I am about 15 minutes into a batch of 20-minute mud.
Uh-oh. He's got to hustle. He's got to just keep going because this stuff sets up fast.
But that's what's nice.
Yeah.
You can get a lot done in one day when it sets in 20 minutes.
So he's patching where I took the old shelves down, and we have decided we're only going to put a half shelf on the side that he is on, and we're actually going to build it as bookshelves on the living room side so people can put stuff on them. He like I said, he's got to really hustle with this stuff because it sets up pretty fast. But see, Tanya, he's not upset that he's got to fix the ceiling. He's gotten really pretty good at it. And he does this skim coat to get everything kind of even. And then once it's set up, he comes in with another coat and duplicates the texture. And he's tried different ways, and I think he's got it down pat as to how to get it to look like what's already up there. And I put newspaper on all the windows part way up, just so Greg has some privacy. And I'm not going to put any window treatments up when we list the house, but we are going to replace all these windows in here. Yeah, that's on our list. So that's our little update for now. We've got to run to Home Depot and get some more gripper primer. And I left the areas where Scott's making patches, like above that window and where the shelves used to be. I've left a space where I can definitely tell I have not put the gripper primer so that it'll be easier for me when he gets those patched up. I also started on one of the doors with the gripper. Let me get up. I was resting in the chair. So in here, in the kitchen, I've got a door all primed up. I guess I should back out for you guys a little bit. But this is one of the linen closet doors, and it's been primed on both sides now. And we've got to finish it.
I had to make it a little longer.
Yeah, because
there used to be carpet in the house.
There used to be carpet everywhere, and you can see on that door where he has added a piece, and he did that to this one too. But now that I've got the primer on, you can't tell where the patch is on the bottom of the door, because we're going to leave the hardwood floors. So everything's in a mixed up mess, and not all this furniture is going to move with us. Some of it will be donated, and some of it will be sent to the street, to tell you the truth. So anyhow, that's our update for at this moment in time. Be back later.
This is US Gypsum, Easy Sand 20. That means it's a 20-minute compound. And I'm gonna try to skim both of those sides where those shelves were, because the paint is uneven because of multiple coats of paint. And because it is 20-minute mud, you can get a lot done in one day. So once this is sanded, then I'll come up with pre-mix mud and do the finishing, the final finish on it. And it makes a mess.
Yeah, we'll bring the vacuum out in a little bit. So that's one of the bread pans we picked up at the Goodwill Clearance Center to mix mud in, and that's exactly what we bought it for. And so that's just what comes in the bag, and then he's going to add some.
This is a mixture of Elmer's glue and water, and the reason I do that is because this is old work, and this will really suck the moisture up out of this mud. So I already had Becky prime it, and I want to get good adhesion in all the holes and all my problem spots. I guess it helps if I take the lid off. No?
Yeah, it does, babe. And you just kind of know the texture you need it?
Yeah. About like a loose cake batter. Or a cake frosting. Thicker than a batter. Yeah, this takes a little bit of patience.
You got to mix it slow so you don't send that powder all over the floor.
Right. You don't want to get it too wet, and then it takes a long time to dry. Even though it might have set up, it's still got a bunch of moisture in it.
Yeah.
Need more water.
All right, so he's gonna go and run and get some more water, and I'm gonna let you all go. He's gonna get to work with this. He's coming back with his water. I'll wait for him. I was gonna stop it, but I'll wait so you all can see the consistency.
Like, I did this earlier, about an hour ago, and that's almost ready to sand.
That's cool. This window's kind of washed us out a little bit, but
And if you want those cracks to not reoccur, you have to dig all the old tape out and retape them.
yeah.
Might be a while.
That's okay. They like to watch you work. You mixed up a lot that time.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to
You said you were going to try to.
stem buff those walls, and I got a couple holes I want to fill too.
So he's almost to the point that he would use it. It's getting there. You just don't want it runny. So if you think about the pre-mixed joint compound that you buy, do you mix it till it's about the same consistency of that, or a little firmer, or?
Just slightly looser. Sometimes I add a little water to the pre-mixed stuff too, to get the finish I'm looking for.
All right.
'Cause that pre-mixed stuff's pretty thick sometimes. Depends on how long it's been on the shelf too.
Yeah. And how many times we've used it and opened it and closed it.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we'll be back. He's almost there. All right, so Scott's working on the texturing. So we put that on before we left, and it's dry. So now he'll tell you what he's going to do. He's going to take some of the pre-made stuff, right?
Yeah, this is pre-mixed drywall mud, and I've thinned it some. So
It's a. He can pick it up with a roller. It's pretty, yeah.
Yeah.
So he'll roll some on. You can see how he's been.
That gives me a uniform coat on the trowel.
Okay.
And we just keep doing that. I'm probably gonna have to put some up here
All
as
right.
well.
So I'll show you. So it looks like that when he starts. And then you go across to where the shells were over there and look. Can you see where they were?
Of course.
Only because it's wet. They won't be able to tell when it gets dry, and I've put the primer on it. So he's gotten pretty good at this whole texturing with the drywall paste. Sorry, the light washes us out, but see, he rolls it up there, and then he'll work that trowel and do the texturing, so it'll blend. So we just thought we'd come on and show that real quick. And he turns it at different angles as he works along. To give
Yeah,
him
I
some,
cannot leave any tool marks.
get some different textures on it. Let's see. See, that's the old stuff. And that's where Scott did his texturing. So that's just a little update.
Just a little.
Hey guys, thought I'd come out and show you the doors. Scott got the doors on this cabinet installed. Ta-da! That's the cabinet above the dryer. And he is still working on and building the doors for that end of this funny kind of hallway laundry room that's above the washer. So it's coming along great. This room we can say is almost done. He's going to put, what's it called? Baseboard, washboard, whatever along the floor. And here he is.
Shoe molding.
Shoe molding. He heard me. He always corrects me because I get it wrong. Look what's behind you on the floor. That's trim paint right there.
Well.
So I'm good to go. I can paint. So I thought I'd step out here and see what you're doing in the shop. So here we are. Beautiful day. Wish we were off goofing off, but we got to finish this stuff. Here we go in the shop.
In the garage shop.
The garage or shop. We have to make a stop in the garage or shop. Eva said, "Look at all that stuff. Scott's got to move." It's your stash. So that's the other linen closet door, and he cut the bottom, the piece he had added, he had to trim away, so the doors are the same size now, basically.
Yeah.
So.
I glued on a piece that was oversized, so I trim it to fit.
Yep. So yeah, here we are in the garage or shop.
Not a lot going on in here today.
No, he just trimmed that door, but I thought I'd come out here and do a quick chat.
I'm gonna put the sander to it, make some noise.
Yeah. I might show them around to the flowers. Y'all want to see the flowers? I'll let Scott sand in
Our
peace.
folks that are still in wintertime
They
enjoy that.
might enjoy the flowers. I'm resting my arms at the moment, and Tanya just went live, so I'm going to listen to her as I paint. All right, be back with some flowers. Alright gang, I did not get the ceiling primed, but I had trim paint left, so I put a little trim paint on the trim around those windows. And the reason I'm not doing the inside of the window is because that's not going to be there in a couple months here. And I went ahead and I got that other piece of molding up for Scott. When I was trying to pry it loose, I was up under the table and the stupid pry bar broke loose and I smashed my head, so I've got a headache. And Scott's eating peanuts. And I did get one door finished, painted for the linen closet, and Scott fixed the mower. and he's made some repairs on the other door he hadn't noticed before, so I'm kind of glad I was dilly-dallying. And we're going to measure some things. He's measuring, we're going to put a half wall right along in there to kind of separate the dining from the living room. He's got his notebook out taking measurements. And we're going to go ahead and measure for replacement windows for in here. You can see how drafty and old these are. Look at all the spider webs and dirt dauber nests. Ugh. And some of them just completely fell off the house on their own. Scared the daylights out of us when it happened. But so, slow progress, but progress nonetheless. And his repairs on the ceiling look so good. It's so hard to tell where his are and where the ceiling old texture was. So I think he does. He's learned how to do that so well, it's so hard to tell where the old and the new begin. So we're gonna let you guys go. We're gonna get on the road here in a little bit. Can't decide if I want to hold on to these really old chairs that the cats have just riddled and have them recovered, or just start fresh. All right, so I gotta go take measurements. Bye.